So, obviously, dressed different today. I was gonna save my Scarlet Witch costume for, the next couple episodes next week, closer to Halloween. But after seeing them in their, their fun costumes this time, I thought I'm just gonna go ahead and do it this time. I mean, the odds of Scarlet Witch actually appearing in the episode, the last two episodes are pretty slim, so I think I'm pretty safe. Although, if that happens next week, I'll of course be kicking myself, thinking, oh, I should have just waited. But anyway, I thought it was really fun to see, Lilia, who is obviously not dead. Um, and like I said in the last video review, I'm like, oh, I hope she's not dead. Well, she's not, she's not dead. There she is. She's dressed as Glinda the Good Witch. And then you have Agatha as Elphaba, the Wicked Witch. I thought it was funny that she, as a nod to her costume, said, yeah, they patterned her after me. I thought that was funny. And of course, Billy is Maleficent. And then I feel like Jen is the evil queen when she's the old hag, in disguise. I feel like that's who Jen is. Um, so yeah, this was a fun episode because I love costumes. Like I love going to Comic Con, dressing up. I have all kinds of costumes because I think they're just fun, and it's fun to pretend to be someone else for a while. Honestly, I think that's also why I like superheroes. It's because they have a secret identity and they get to pretend to be somebody else. Um, anyway, this was an interesting episode. It was cool to learn more about Lilia and everything she's been through, and just to honestly, that would be really hard to have that kind of power, like a foresight, to just see death and people's death. And I mean, she saw the death of her entire coven through by fever, and she warned them, and nothing happens, or nothing happened, nothing changed. So I feel like some things can't be changed. And time travel, like future destiny, that's like a tricky subject, a tricky thing, because there's so many different schools of thought, there's so many different, like, theories on realities and stuff. But yeah, that would be really hard to see things like people's death and warn them about them, and yet you know nothing changes. uh, so and then for her to have all the flashbacks and the gaps in her memory, that was interesting. That was a different way to go. And it was interesting to see her, as a very young woman. It looks like it was in the 1500s by the style of dress. So I feel like she's definitely obviously older than Agatha, but I feel like she's at least a century older than Agatha. Like we don't really know how old Jen is, so I wonder how old Jen is. Like, is she centuries old? I'm assuming kind of so, because with witches, it seems like they just are. And all the things about the tarot reading cards. Of course, I've never been to a tarot reader, and never experienced that. So that was interesting. Like, I didn't know what all the placements on the table were for, and I liked that she started reading Billy's, because the magician, great potential. I'm like, oh, okay, that makes sense, Wiccan. Um, and I liked that she's like, oh, the mission is to be reunited, and of course, obviously, he's looking for his brother Tommy. But then it was interesting that, of course, it wasn't even about him. It was about Lilia, because that was her trial, which, yeah, makes sense, because so that she should be, the one who's having her cards read, which you read her own cards. So that was interesting, and I feel like, man, I mean, you get to the end, and it seems like she sacrificed herself so the other three could continue, which stinks, because you grow attached to these characters, like Alice. I started to really like her, and then she's gone, so that sucks. And now it seems like Lilia is gone too. She sacrificed herself so the others could go, and at least, well, okay, I'm gonna say I don't think this, the Salem Seven, I don't think they're dead. I think they've been temporarily stopped, but I don't think they're dead. I think they will definitely come back into play in the last two episodes of the show. So, but yeah, this was a fun episode. It was shorter, but it didn't seem to drag on. I like I said, I love the costume aspect. That was so much fun. And speaking of costumes, Dazzler hates this costume. Hates it. She gets all fluffy because I think it's the headpiece and the boots. I don't wear shoes in the house normally, so stomping around, and especially this headpiece, she's like, "Oh my gosh!" Yeah, I should have taken a picture, but it was so funny, but so sad. She like, you know, eyes got big, tail got all fluffy, everywhere got fluffy. poor, poor kitty. So she'll be happy when I, change out of this outfit and go back to my normal, regular clothes. But I mean, I'm excited to see where this goes. I feel like the it's got to be Billy's turn for a trial. Like, he's really the only one left. I mean, and then we're having two episodes, so obviously confrontation with the Salem Seven. Oh, and Rio being being revealed as death. That's pretty big. I wonder if it's the like MCU, well, the Marvel like death, like embodiment of death, or if it's like death as in connected to her father, or if her father is Mephisto. So I guess obviously we'll have to wait to find out, but there's only two episodes left. I mean, it's kind of sad. I mean, that's how I felt after X-Men 97. All the episodes were done. I'm like, oh, well, now what? Now what am I gonna do? So, but yeah, like I said, I just thought it'd be fun to dress up since they were all in costume this episode, and so I hope to see you in the future for next week for more episodes. And I also have a couple more, I will say, Halloween surprises in store. I'm still working on them. I'm almost finished. So I hope you tune in and join me for those. Until next time, bye.